Welcome to Shovelware Diggers. Our dig team's currently excavating the Softkey Shareware 2000 Hit Games 2 CD collection. You can find a link in the video description containing the entire directory structure of this archive. Here's what our diggers have for week 198. For more information on how to join the dig team, simply follow the Patreon link in the video description. Now without further ado, let's get started. First up, Jarmo Ranta's dug up DOSGAMES /arcade3/SCBAT254. Not quite sure about this one. Almost sounds like Sebastian or I was about to say Space something, but no, it says Sea Battle there, so probably some kind of naval battle simulator or something. You got scenario.doc, seabattle.doc, and a bunch of SB files. Like, I mean, if this were any other game, I'd assume that those would be like Sound Blaster sound effects or something, but given the name of this game, I'm going to assume not. And also it looks like there's something for Hercules graphics. Let's edit the cbattle.doc file. Okay, I was about to say this document file is empty, but I just pushed page down and there you go. So, a lot of extra space at the top. But apparently Sea Battle version 2.54, copyright 91, B. Hugo. And apparently out of Oregon. Okay, so introduction. Sea Battle is a 1 or 2 player simulation of World War II era naval combat. Each ship is controlled individually, and each turn the player who commands it must decide which guns will fire and at what targets, what maneuvers will be made, and when to fire torpedoes. So turns represent 1 minute of combat, distance are measured in nautical miles, speeds are in knots, and bearings and courses are in compass degrees. Okay, so okay, this has me a little worried because it's using text designations to indicate the different kinds of ships that there are, which almost suggests this is going to be a text mode based game, but I guess we'll see. And it looks like the B in B Hugo stands for Bruce, and apparently this is $20 software, so this actually better be pretty decent, especially since he's also charging extra money for additional sets. Yeah, there's actually a lot to this document file here. Like, I mean a lot. So this might be a pretty in-depth simulation. Which, if it's done well enough, then yeah, it probably is worth the $20. But, actually no, the scenario file is just, the scenario.doc is just a listing of all the different scenarios in the game. Which, if you scroll all the way down this 3,000 some odd line document, you'll see that there are 57 scenarios for this game. Although I'm going to guess most of these haven't been included with the Shareware version. But in any case, Sea Battle. Sea Battle graphics selection, I will be choosing VGA. Enter scenario. Oh, well that's not a good way of choosing your scenario, because that means you have to use the scenario doc file to know what each scenario number is. 1? Okay, so I chose my scenario. Oh, that's weird. Now it's actually giving me a list of scenarios? Hit escape to exit without selecting scenario. So if I hit 2, well, that doesn't do anything either. And if I just hit enter, it goes back to the graphic selection type. Interesting. So if I put in anything... Oh. Okay, okay then. So I'm not entirely certain what it is I'm supposed to be choosing in terms of scenario numbers. So let's just go with 1. Highlight scenario. Hello, Norway. Okay, so enter visibility. 1? Do you want to play against me or another player? I will play against the computer. Which side do you want to play? I guess side 1? Okay, so here we go. So we've got our ships here. Enter command. Do we have a help screen? We kind of do. So we can order new course, order new speed, list of targets, list of friendly ships, change map scale, set surprise. No idea. We could hit A for ship data. So A. I don't know what ship, but if I just hit enter, it just gives me the first one. So yeah, that's one thing I already don't like about this game, is that it doesn't have friendly commands. You pretty much have to know all the commands and know what the game wants you to input to be able to look up information and stuff. Like, when you're talking about a real in-depth simulation, you want to try to reduce the amount of ambiguity that the player has to deal with, so that they can think more about their strategy itself than trying to fight with the system. Well, I guess we can try decreasing the map scale. Oh wait, that just makes things show up even closer. So I want increased map scale, which you actually have to use plus, so you can't just push the plus equals key. You have to, has to be an actual plus symbol. Although I don't see anyone. Like, I mean, I don't know where the borders of this map are. I don't know where I'm supposed to be going. And furthermore, I'm not even sure if those lines are indications of what direction I'm going or what direction I'm coming from. Because we're talking about a naval simulation, right? And with any kind of boat in the water, you're going to see trails behind it. Which I know there's a proper term for that. I can't remember it off the top of my head at the moment, but wake, there you go. You're going to see the wake of the ship. So I'm not sure if I'm looking at the wakes here or if I'm looking at the direction they're facing. Although looking at the side of the screen, it says C45, so I'm going to assume that this is the direction I'm facing on these lines. I guess there's not really much going on, so I'm just going to say done. See what the next turn brings. Okay, done. Okay, stuff's happening, maybe? All I got is a black screen. Okay, so I guess the turn concluded. So, okay, you know what? Clearly there's a lot to this game, and I'm not sure if I'm even playing it right. The thing is, I don't see anything on the map here aside from my two ships. And I don't even know where I'm supposed to go. I don't know what I'm supposed to do, if I'm supposed to, like, scan for things or something. Like, it says radar operational there. Okay, I have no doubt a lot of work went into this thing, but as it stands, just as a casual person trying to figure out how to play this, this is extraordinarily complicated with zero user friendliness. So you would have to really be into these kinds of games to be able to do anything with this. Next up, we have a team dig from RetroSwim and Jacob Rudolph. DOSGAMES /arcade2 / quest1v2. Some kind of RPG or something? Maybe? We got a lot of Q1 files. Got a CMP file. That might suggest music. We also got a doc file and the executable. Okay, so edit quest1v2.doc. Sword Quest 1. Kinda sounds like... Wait a minute. Isn't there an Atari 2600 game called Sword Quest? And they have like a whole bunch of like elemental themed worlds and something? There's like some kind of like competition or something? I don't know. I'm pretty sure that was also called Sword Quest. But in any case, from NGS Software, to run Sword Quest 1 version 2.0, go to the drive or directory containing all the files. Game requires EGA. Okay, Sword Quest 1 version 2.0 is a role-playing adventure game in which the user creates and controls a character, the Royal Jester, throughout a quest to rid the land of Ferd from the land of Ferd. Okay. From the evil creatures fostered by the evil warlock. The only way to complete the game is to find the evil warlock and kill him. Makes sense. To do this, the character must find various magical items. To find locations of these items and other information, the character may talk to other people in various towns and caves. To buy magical potions, items, and armaments, the character must talk over the counter to the people in the various stores. Okay, so I got a funny feeling we are going to have some graphics here. Character will meet many monsters that he or she must fight. When fighting a monster, the character's hit points will be decreased by the attacks of the monster. Okay, so seems pretty straightforward so far. And it also looks like the fee to register the game is 12 United States dollars. And apparently the person responsible for this game is an Eric Badger. Okie dokie then. So, Quest 1v2. Let's go. Game? Hello? Oh, this is off to a great start. Oh, there it goes. That was weird. That was a really long delay before that actually went through. You want to create a new character? Wait, what happens if I say no? What is the name of the character you wish to run? There's no character of that name. Okay. So, dexterity, skill, and strength. Are these characteristics acceptable? No. I want to re-roll until I get something really good. Actually, that doesn't look so bad. So, enter the name of your character. 8 letters maximum. Oh, can I... Okay, so it doesn't like it when you hold backspace. So, loading. Hopefully this loading goes fast. Okay, there it goes. Okay. So you got a massive logo for the game in the bottom right corner. And... okay, so... I'm guessing it's probably going to be an information window in the top left there. And then we've got our stats. We got our controls. Okay, let's see what our armaments are. So we've got no weapon, no armor, and no shield. And no gold. Well, that's a good way to start the game. I guess maybe I should just go into town. Enter castle, yes. Okay, this music has been going for quite a while now, and I don't see a command on the side to turn the sound off. Okay, so even though there's no control on the side that tells you to how to turn the sound off, it's the S key. And I just noticed that there's actually a sound thing that has brackets showing an S key, so never mind, it looks like the game does tell you how to turn the sound off. Anyways, talk. Many of my friends were killed by jellies. You freaking serious? Usually slimes are like the weakest enemies in an RPG. So yeah, apparently the slimes in this game are either no joke or these knights are just really feeble. To kill a dragon of high level, a great deal of experience is needed. For a town, follow the directions of him to my right. Okay, let's try to read that again. To kill a dragon of high level, a great deal of experience is needed. For a town, follow the directions of him to my right. I'm going to guess that the person who wrote this either was very young at the time, or English is not their first language, because that made very little sense. Thou dost find the magic sword, armor, and shield thou may defeat the evil. It is like this weird combination of the Old English and New English. Okay, so this person's saying if I go to the town to the northwest, I can buy items. I don't have any gold, so that doesn't really help. So this guy here says, do you like corners? I like corners. By the way, do you like corners? No. You can have your corner all to yourself. Some say there are 2 castles in Ferd. By the way, there is a town about 60 east of where you reach the mainland. 60 what? 60 miles? 60 feet? 60 inches? I just tried to open this door here, and it's like you try and try, but fail to open the door. You notice a keyhole nearby. It's not on the door, it's just, you know, off in the distance somewhere. But it's nearby. That keyhole is definitely somewhere nearby. Yeah, I'm starting to think this is actually the person's main native language is not English. Okay, we're gonna have this kind of game, huh? Where in order to find stuff, we have to take excruciatingly precise amounts of steps. Because 71 north and 132 east is a lot of accuracy to demand of the player. Can I actually, like, open these boxes and you don't care? Instead of look... Oh, you have to... That's different. You actually have to use the open command while standing on top of a treasure chest to open it and get its contents. Okay, so 283 gold. That's a good way to start. You wish to leave? Yes. And northwest. I should point out that there's no diagonals. Oh, and apparently I just entered a random encounter. Ugly brute thou hast just met is a level 3 goblin. Okay, so I don't have any magic, or, no, sorry, I don't have any armaments, so I'm hoping magic will do the... I can't cast spells yet. Okay, so I think I'm just gonna have to run away from this. Try to run away. That was escaped level 3 goblin. Yay! Can I move? Game? So I apparently escaped level 3 goblin and then... Okay, there it goes. The heck? And now I'm suddenly fighting a level 1 goblin? I didn't even move. Okay, so now I've escaped a level 1 goblin. Okay, the game is just paused, doing nothing. Okay, so I'm out of that. Can I move? And now I'm in another battle? What the heck is going on? I guess I could try fighting it? Holy jeez, I don't have any weapons yet. I did 12 hit points damage to this goblin here. And now the game is paused again. This game has some serious issues with timing. Because... yeah, it took forever. So yeah, I seem to be capable of doing quite a lot of damage despite not having any armaments. But there's just such a long delay between hitting the fight command and actually seeing anything happen here. So apparently I had to switch the numlock state, even though it was working fine up until now. Okay, so now that I have sound on, we get to hear this music. So an extremely perturbed level 1 dragon. So if I fight it, I do 7 points of damage. And I just lost all but 1 hit point. So I guess I'm gonna have to run away from this? Thou has escaped level 1 dragon. Yay! You actually let me move? Yeah, this game has... The game started out really nice, but now we're running into some major delay issues. Okay, there's the oh, darn it. Almost got to the town. Can we run away? Game? Okay, thank you. At least we made it to the town. Oh, right, this sound. Oh wait, that's the way out. So at least we could actually, like, go up in here and buy stuff. Okay, let's see how much everything actually costs here. Wish to buy any armor or armaments? Yes. What does armor cost? Leather is 100, chain is 250. Okay, it's not terrible. And what else do we have here? So yes, wish to buy. What are your weapons? Staff, dagger, and short sword. Ooh, those prices are a little less desirable. 91 gold? Holy jeez. That's a lot of money. So if we hit yes to stay at the inn, we get a blank screen where it might be playing some music, but we got the sound off. And it's just sitting here. This game loves its sitting doing nothings. Okay, and at least that actually restores like your hit points and everything. So yeah, this was Sword Quest 1. It's not terrible. Like, I mean, there's some interesting aspects to this game, and for a $12 game, it's got quite a bit to it. The only trouble is that it just has so many long delays between everything. Like, when you're just moving around and talking to people, it's fine. But as soon as combat becomes a thing, you're spending most of the time just waiting for the game to let you do something. So, yeah, interesting game, but with that massive flaw to it. And our last take for today from Paul Tchir is WINGAMES /unclassified/spider. I'm gonna guess this is nothing more than a little cheesy desktop thing that makes a spider walk around the screen. That's just my guess, but we'll see in a second. So, Spider Double Deck Solitaire. Oh, it's actually Spider Solitaire. That would have been my second guess, but then I would have expected that to be in like a cards game folder or something and not the unclassified folder. But in any case, Spider is a particularly challenging double deck solitaire. Unlike most solitaires, it provides extraordinary opportunities for the skillful player to overcome bad luck in the deal by means of careful analysis and complex manipulations, and run-on sentences. The Spider program does not actually play the game for you, but rather takes the place of the cards, displaying the tableau on the screen, and keeping a record of the game so that you can follow out long lines of play without losing track of where you started from. So I will say that I'm not too familiar with the Spider form of solitaire. Like, I have seen it before, but I haven't really played it much. So this might be a little bit of a not very good demonstration of it, but we'll see. So, and I should point out too that part of the reason why something like this could even exist is because Spider Solitaire wasn't included by default with a lot of operating systems when you go back to the Windows 3.1 days. So this is actually a pretty detailed write file, just sort of giving an idea of all the potential situations the game can enter. And apparently this particular version of Spider Solitaire was developed by a Troy Miller out of Texas and wanted a registration fee of $15. Okay, let's see what we got. Okay, so I'm gonna guess it probably will maximize. Oh yeah. Although there's not a big difference. Well, actually that's neat. That's actually pretty neat. You don't often see a card game in Windows 3.1 where the cards scale. That's actually pretty cool. Although it's kind of... Now it begs the question of if the cards can get even bigger. I don't think I'll be able to check this, but let's see. Oh no, it actually tops out at an 800 by 600 window from the looks of it. Okay, fair enough. Okay, so if I'm remembering the rules correctly, I don't think it's... Like, I think it's similar to Klondike, but with some notable differences, especially in this case, the fact that we're dealing with 2 decks of cards as opposed to just 1 deck. So, I'm not sure if I have any more moves on the board here. And yeah, that's the other thing too, is when you click on the deck here to move cards off, instead of moving cards at like 3 at a time or 1 at a time, it actually moves 1 card onto every pile, which can get a little out of control pretty fast. Wait, why won't it let me move the 8-7 here? So let me move the 7. Can I not move, like, full sets at a Oh. So I guess it's not like Klondike in that sense. You can only move 1 card at a time. Oh, you can't move individual cards off of the thing. You have to move entire sets of cards off of the thing. Yeah, as I said, I'm not super familiar with Spider Solitaire's rules, but at least it's not too tricky to figure them out. Well, I managed to get a card revealed there. That's kind of important. Okay, that's something I wasn't aware of with the rules. So it doesn't matter what order the suits are in when you're moving cards around. It just matters that you put lower numbered cards onto higher numbered cards. Okay, so that means that makes the game a lot more in depth than I was expecting. Because, like, I mean, that means... Well, I don't think I can show something now, but Like this 8 right here, that means this 8 can actually go onto this 9 without any issues. Okay, so if I move that like that, that means I have an empty stack here. So if I could get a king over here, then I'd be able to start, well, making a proper stack of stuff. Because, well, at the moment, all my kings are like buried on top of each other. So yeah, this is an early version of Spider Solitaire for Windows 3.1. It seems to work fine. Again, as you guys have seen, I'm not well up to speed on the rules of Spider Solitaire, but it does seem to be playing okay. It doesn't look like there's any extra decks, like card backings, and I do kind of wish this was not a white background, but like a more solid color, just so that it's more it's easier to look at for longer periods of time. But yeah, other than that, it seems to work okay.